Have you ever felt something shift within you, something you can't quite explain? A stirring deep in your soul, a feeling that something powerful, something divine, is awakening inside of you. Lately, you may have noticed your heart beats differently. Your mind expands beyond what it once was, and your body reacts in ways that seem almost otherworldly. This is not your imagination. This is a sacred transformation. You are being called Chosen One. And when God chooses you, He does not simply touch your mind or spirit, He transforms your entire being. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. But this transformation is deeper than just thoughts and emotions. It is happening at every level of your existence, your energy, your intuition, your emotions, and yes, even your physical body. Yet, let's be honest, this journey isn't always easy. When you awaken, it can feel as if your world is unraveling before it is rebuilt. Your sleep becomes disrupted. Your body experiences unusual sensations. Your intuition sharpens. And sometimes you feel a deep sense of isolation. These changes can be unsettling, but do not be afraid. This is divine preparation for your higher calling. If you feel this transformation unfolding within you, if you sense that you are being prepared for something greater, then declare it now. Type 777 in the comments as a sign of your commitment to this path. 777 is a divine number of completion, a sign that you are stepping into alignment with your highest purpose. Let heaven and earth witness your transformation. And to those who have supported this mission, your generosity is not just seen, it is blessed. Give, and it will be given to you a good measure. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap. Luke chapter 6, verse 38. By the end of this message, you will understand why your body is changing, what these symptoms truly mean, and how to embrace them fully. Because Chosen One, this is not just happening to you, it's happening for you. Your transformation is divine. Your awakening is real. And it is time to walk boldly in the light of your new reality. Let's begin. Something within you is shifting, and no matter how much you try to rationalize it, you can't ignore the undeniable signs. Your body feels different, as though a force beyond your understanding is reshaping it from the inside out. At first, these sensations may seem subtle and unexplained, tingling in your hands, a warmth radiating from your chest, or an occasional buzzing along your spine. But over time, these feelings intensify, leaving you questioning whether this is exhaustion, stress, or something far more significant. Let the truth settle within you. This is no ordinary experience. This is the transformation of a soul stepping into divine alignment. When God calls you, when He sets you apart for a higher purpose, He does not only shift your thoughts or expand your consciousness, He transforms your entire being. Your body, the vessel that carries your spirit, is being refined, strengthened, and prepared for a new frequency. And when divine energy moves through you, you will feel it. Throughout Scripture, there are moments when the presence of God causes an undeniable physical reaction. When Moses stood before the burning bush, the very ground beneath his feet became holy, and he had to remove his sandals, for he stood in the presence of the divine. When Daniel encountered an angelic vision, his body trembled with such intensity that he was left without strength. And when the woman with the issue of blood reached out to touch the hem of Jesus' garment, he felt power leave his body. These encounters were not only spiritual, they manifested in the physical realm. Now, the same is happening within you. Have you ever felt a vibration resonating from deep inside, as though your very cells were humming with energy. This is not a random occurrence. This is the movement of divine power within you, an activation of pathways in your body that have long been dormant. These vibrations often begin in the hands and feet, flowing up through the spine, awakening your body to new levels of spiritual sensitivity. They are signals of transformation, signs that you are aligning with God's purpose in a way that is no longer theoretical, it is becoming tangible. Then comes the pressure in your forehead, a heaviness in your temples, a sensation unlike any headache you have ever known. It arrives unexpectedly and lingers just long enough to demand your attention. This is not discomfort without reason. This is your perception expanding. Your spiritual vision is awakening. Your awareness is stretching beyond the physical world, opening you up to divine wisdom. Thoughts become clearer, intuition sharpens, and suddenly you begin to see past the illusion of this world. It is as if God has placed new eyes within you that perceive beyond the veil of the ordinary. Your sleep is no longer the same. Have you noticed yourself waking up at the same odd hours, night after night? 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. At first, it seems like an inconvenience, but deep down, you sense something more is happening. These are sacred hours, moments when the veil between realms is thinnest. God often calls His chosen ones in the stillness of the night, when the distractions of the world have faded and the whispers of the divine can be heard. It is in these moments that revelations come, that visions unfold, that the deepest truths are spoken into your spirit. And then there are the shifts in your body's needs. The foods that once brought you comfort now feel heavy, almost burdensome. The cravings you once had no longer hold power over you. Your body is not just changing spiritually, it is changing biologically. It is rejecting the old, aligning with the new, instinctively seeking nourishment that will support this transformation. Just as Jesus fasted in the wilderness to prepare for His divine mission, your body is cleansing itself, purging what no longer serves its highest purpose. Even the way you experience pain has changed. Unexplained aches move unpredictably through your body with no clear medical cause. These are what many call ascension symptoms, but in reality, they are the growing pains of a soul evolving. Pain is not always a sign that something is wrong. Sometimes, it is a sign that something is being released. The energy of past traumas, old emotional wounds, and stagnant frequencies that no longer belong to you are being purged. And as these layers fall away, there is discomfort, just as a caterpillar must endure the breaking of its cocoon before emerging as a butterfly. Then there is the heightened sensitivity. Suddenly, you hear things others do not. The wind rustling through the trees feels like a whispered message. The light around people, their energy, their aura becomes visible in a way that is impossible to ignore. Even your sense of smell transforms. At times, you catch the fragrance of roses, myrrh, or sandalwood with no apparent source. These are not random occurrences. These are signs that you are stepping beyond the physical into a heightened awareness of the spiritual world around you. If this all feels overwhelming, remember this: you are not alone. Every person who has walked the path of spiritual awakening has felt these shifts. These changes are not punishments. They are not random. They are evidence that you are stepping into your higher calling. In Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19, God declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Right now, God is doing a new thing in you. He is awakening something that cannot be ignored. Do not fear these changes, embrace them. Lean into them. Let them remind you that you are chosen. You are being prepared, strengthened, and refined for a purpose beyond what you can yet comprehend. You are awakening, you are transforming, you are stepping into your divine calling, and your journey is just beginning. There comes a moment in every spiritual awakening when the world no longer looks the same. Colors appear richer, sounds become more distinct, and an unseen energy hums beneath the surface of all things. It is as if a veil has been lifted, revealing a deeper reality that was always present, but hidden from ordinary perception. What once felt unremarkable now carries an unexplainable depth. Conversations hold unspoken truths. Places seem to carry lingering energies. People's emotions become something you can feel rather than just observe. At first, this shift is subtle. Perhaps you begin to sense when something is about to happen before it does. You walk into a room and instantly feel whether the energy is welcoming or tense. Someone speaks, and though their words sound kind, you detect an unspoken sadness beneath them. These are not coincidences. This is the sharpening of your spiritual sight. Your intuition is strengthening, not through logic or reasoning, but through an inner knowing that cannot be explained, only felt. Throughout Scripture, those chosen by God were often given this heightened perception. The prophet Elisha saw what no one else could: the invisible army of heaven surrounding him in battle. The disciples could not understand why Jesus immediately knew when a woman had touched the hem of his garment in a crowded space, yet he felt power leave him. Even Daniel, upon receiving prophetic visions, was overwhelmed by the weight of what he saw, unable to ignore the divine revelations unfolding before him. Now, the same is happening to you. Your spiritual senses are awakening, expanding beyond the limitations of the physical world. Have you ever looked at someone and felt as though you could see past their words and into their soul? Have you noticed faint colors or halos around people and objects, subtle glows that others do not seem to acknowledge? Many traditions call this the ability to see auras, but in truth, it is a manifestation of divine sight, the ability to perceive the spiritual essence of those around you. Your hearing begins to change as well. Sounds you once ignored now hold meaning. You pick up on the tone behind someone's words, the subtle shifts in their voice that reveal what they are truly feeling. Even moments of silence take on a new significance, as if the universe itself is speaking in the spaces between noise. Some chosen ones experience high-pitched frequencies or ringing in the ears, as if their perception is being tuned to a different station. At first, this can be overwhelming, as if the world has grown too loud, too sharp, too intense. But over time, you learn to navigate it, to discern what is meant for you and what is simply passing through. Then, there is the awakening of the sense of smell. Have you ever caught the scent of something beautiful, sandalwood, myrrh, when there was no source nearby? These fragrances are not random. They are divine messages, spiritual signals meant to comfort and reassure you. Many believe that the presence of angels, loved ones who have passed, or even the Holy Spirit itself can manifest through scent. In the same way that certain smells trigger memories from years past, these sacred fragrances serve as reminders that you are not alone, that the unseen world is far more present than you once believed. But just as your senses heighten, so does your ability to discern. Suddenly, you become more sensitive to the energy of others. Crowded places drain you. Certain people leave you feeling uneasy, even if they have done nothing outwardly wrong. You may find yourself needing more solitude, more quiet, more time away from the chaos of daily life. This is because your energy field is adjusting, learning how to navigate this new level of awareness. Discernment is crucial on this journey. Not every vision, not every feeling, not every voice you hear is meant for you. Even the prophets tested the spirits, for not all were sent by God. Jesus himself withdrew to quiet places to pray, to separate truth from distraction, to ensure that what he received was aligned with the divine. Now, you must do the same. As this transformation unfolds, you may also notice changes in your dreams. They become more vivid, more symbolic, more profound. It is as if your subconscious is no longer simply processing daily life, but receiving direct messages from the divine. Have you ever woken from a dream with a deep sense of knowing, as if an answer was given to you before you even knew the question? Have you dreamed of encounters with loved ones who have passed, sacred symbols, or glimpses of things yet to come? These are not random dreams. These are revelations. This stage of heightened intuition and sensory perception is like stepping into a new world. You are not just seeing or hearing anymore, you are perceiving. Reality is revealing itself to you in ways most people will never experience. You are standing on sacred ground, with eyes that see beyond the surface, ears that hear beyond the noise, and a heart that understands without needing words. But the question remains, will you embrace this gift? Will you trust your intuition, even when it challenges everything you once believed? Will you allow yourself to see beyond the illusion, even when it sets you apart from others? Will you walk boldly in this new awareness, even when the world tells you to look away? Your senses are awakening. Your perception is expanding. You are stepping into divine wisdom. The time has come to see, to hear, to feel beyond the physical. The veil has been lifted, and now nothing can be unseen. But what happens when the stillness of the night amplifies these changes? When the world is asleep, yet you are suddenly wide awake. The whispers that once felt distant now call to you in the silence. The dreams that were once fragments now feel more real than waking life. Have you noticed the pattern waking at the same hour, night after night, as if something unseen is summoning you? This is not a coincidence. Your sleep is no longer just rest. It is a gateway and initiation into something far greater. There comes a moment in your awakening when the night no longer belongs to rest alone. The silence that once felt peaceful now hums with an unseen presence, and your body, once eager for sleep, now stirs at the same mysterious hours. Something is happening. Perhaps you have found yourself waking abruptly at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or just before dawn, your mind alert even when your body is weary. At first, it seems like an inconvenience, an unexplained disruption in your usual rhythm. But deep down, you sense that this is not random. Something beyond the physical is calling you. This is a pattern, an ancient phenomenon experienced by the chosen ones throughout time. You are being awakened not by coincidence, but by divine design. The hours between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. have long been known as the spiritual hours, a time when the veil between realms is thinnest. In the stillness of the night, when the distractions of the world have faded, the divine speaks in ways that the waking mind cannot resist. It is in these moments that revelations come, that divine downloads are received, that visions unfold with a clarity you cannot experience during the day. The Bible records many instances where God calls his chosen ones in the night. Samuel was just a boy when he heard the voice of God calling him while he slept, waking him repeatedly until he finally responded, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Jacob, too, received his greatest revelation while asleep, a vision of a heavenly ladder connecting earth to the divine. And Jesus himself withdrew in the early hours of the morning to pray, to commune with God in the silence before the world awakened. If you have found yourself waking in the depths of the night, know that you are in sacred company. But these awakenings are not just about receiving messages, they are about preparation. Your soul is adjusting, your spirit is being strengthened, and your energy is being attuned to a higher frequency. Some nights, you may wake feeling overwhelmed, as if an unseen force is pressing upon you, urging you to listen, to be still, to surrender to something greater than yourself. Other nights, you may wake from dreams so vivid, so prophetic, that they linger in your mind long after sunrise. These are not ordinary dreams. They are messages, glimpses into the unseen, revelations waiting to be understood. Have you ever woken with the feeling that you just spoke with someone from beyond this world? Have you experienced dreams filled with sacred symbols, divine figures, or unknown languages that resonate deep within your soul? This is not your imagination. This is how the divine communicates when your conscious mind is at rest. The dreams of the chosen ones have always carried weight. Joseph's dreams foretold the rise and fall of kingdoms. Daniel's visions revealed mysteries hidden from the world. The wise men were warned in a dream to take a different path, escaping danger and protecting the future of salvation itself. Your dreams are no less important. They are guiding you, shaping you, preparing you for the next step in your awakening. But not all shifts in sleep come in the form of midnight revelations. Some manifest as a sudden exhaustion that overtakes you in the middle of the day. One moment you are fully alert, and the next, a wave of fatigue washes over you, forcing you into stillness. This is not mere tiredness, it is a recalibration. Your body is processing vast amounts of energy, adjusting to the new frequencies moving through you. Just as a computer must restart to install a new system, your body demands rest to integrate the transformation taking place within. For some, the opposite happens sleepless nights, where thoughts flood the mind, where inspiration comes at the strangest hours, where ideas and insights pour in like a stream that cannot be stopped. This is not insomnia. This is your higher self-awakening, using the quiet hours of the night to reveal wisdom that the noise of the day would drown out. The most profound thoughts, the deepest clarity, the strongest visions often come when the world is asleep. Not all of what you feel in the night belongs to you alone. As your spirit becomes more sensitive, you may find yourself carrying emotions that do not seem to be your own. A heaviness, a sadness, an anxiety that appears without cause. This is because, as an awakened soul, you are becoming attuned to the collective consciousness. Just as Jesus felt the suffering of the people before they spoke a word, you too are beginning to sense the unspoken burdens of those around you. The night amplifies these energies, making you aware of things most people never notice. At first, these changes in your sleep may feel disruptive, even unsettling, but they are not a sign that something is wrong. They are a sign that something is awakening. You are stepping into a new way of being, one where rest is no longer just about the body, but about the soul. In the quiet hours when the world is still, God is moving. He is speaking. He is revealing. The question is, will you listen? The next time you wake in the silence of the night, do not resist it. Do not dismiss it. Lean into it. Open your heart to the possibility that you are being called. Sit in the stillness. Meditate, pray, and write down what comes to you. This is not just a phase, it is an invitation. The divine is reaching out, drawing you closer, teaching you how to walk in this new reality. The night is no longer just for sleep. It is for revelation. It is for transformation. It is for you. At first, it does not feel like strength. It feels like exhaustion, as if your body is barely keeping up with something unseen. You wake up tired, your mind feels stretched, and an invisible weight presses against your soul. There are moments when you wonder if this transformation is making you weaker, draining the energy you once carried so effortlessly. But then, something shifts. A realization dawns upon you. Not only have you endured the sleepless nights, the energetic shifts, and the emotional waves, but you have emerged stronger. The things that once broke you no longer have the same power. The burdens that once overwhelmed you now feel lighter. Where others waver, you stand firm. This is not coincidence. This is divine refinement. When God awakens you, He does not just give you vision, He gives you the strength to walk in it. The chosen ones are never called to an easy path. Their journey is one of transformation, and transformation is never without challenge. The body, the mind, and the soul must be tested, stretched, and fortified. And just like gold must pass through fire to be purified, you too are being refined. The early stages of awakening can feel like breaking rather than building. Many chosen ones experience unexplained fatigue, body aches, or even flu-like symptoms that seem to arise from nowhere. These are not signs of sickness, but signs of release. Your body is shedding the old, detoxifying itself not only physically but spiritually. The burdens of past traumas, the weight of ancestral wounds, the dense energy that no longer serves your higher purpose is all being purged. And just like a warrior in training, your system is adapting to hold a new kind of strength, one that is not just physical, but spiritual. David was anointed king as a boy, but he was not placed on the throne immediately. Instead, he was sent into the wilderness, tested against the lion and the bear before facing Goliath. His strength was not given to him in a single moment. It was forged through trials, through struggles that prepared him for his divine calling. Elijah, too, ran with supernatural endurance, outpacing a chariot after being strengthened by divine energy. These moments were not about mere survival. They were about transformation. The same is happening to you. At times, you may notice that situations that once shook you no longer hold the same grip. Stress that would have once triggered anxiety now meets a sense of calm. People who used to drain your energy no longer affect you the same way. Your emotional responses shift, and a quiet, unshakable strength begins to take root within you. This is because your nervous system is being rewired. Your energy field is expanding. Your resilience is deepening, and your ability to stand firm in the midst of chaos is solidifying. There will come a moment when you realize that what once drained you now fuels you. The challenges that once felt like obstacles now feel like lessons, guiding you into a deeper state of power. Have you noticed how, in times of exhaustion, a second wind emerges? How, even when you feel depleted, something greater carries you forward? This is not willpower alone. This is divine energy sustaining you, lifting you, pushing you forward, even when you feel like you have nothing left to give. Jesus himself walked this path. He fasted in the wilderness for 40 days, not as an act of suffering, but as a process of refinement. His body weakened, but his spirit strengthened. And when he returned, he was realigned with his divine mission, fortified for the path ahead. The strength that he carried was not merely human endurance, it was spiritual resilience, an unwavering connection to the divine source that could not be shaken, even in the face of the greatest trials. This same energy is rising within you. It is the kind of strength that does not just endure, it transforms. It is the kind of resilience that allows you to stand firm when others crumble. Have you ever noticed how people now look to you for stability, even if they do not understand why? They sense something in you on energy, a presence, a stillness in the storm. They are drawn to it, even if they cannot name it. Your resilience is becoming a light for others, a foundation upon which they unconsciously seek refuge. But this strength is not just about others. It is about you. It is about stepping into the version of yourself that no longer cowers in the face of fear. It is about recognizing that every challenge, every test, Every moment of exhaustion has been a part of your preparation. The breaking was never to destroy you. It was to build you into something unshakable. And now, as you stand in this new awareness, you must ask yourself, how will you use this strength? Will you step fully into it, embracing the power that is rising within you? Or will you resist, fearing that this transformation is too great, too vast, too consuming? You are no longer the same. You are no longer fragile. You are no longer waiting for someone to save you. You are walking in divine power, standing in a strength that is not of this world. The trials were never meant to break you. They were meant to reveal what was always inside you. Something profound is happening within you, something deeper than what your eyes can see. You have felt the shifts, the exhaustion followed by bursts of energy, the sudden changes in appetite, the waves of heat that rise from within as if your body is recalibrating itself. This is not just spiritual. It is not just emotional. This is something happening at the very core of your existence. Your body is not just responding to your awakening, it is restructuring itself for the path ahead. When God elevates you, He does not only change your perspective, He rewrites you. The energy coursing through you now is not the same as before. It is stronger, more refined, more aligned with divine frequency. The spiritual fire that once tested you has begun to reshape you, not only in mind and spirit, but at the very level of your cells. Your body is learning how to hold more light, how to carry a greater spiritual force, how to sustain the power of divine wisdom moving through you. The signs are unmistakable. Some days you wake up feeling invincible, your mind sharp, your spirit clear, as if an unshakable force is sustaining you. Other days, you are completely drained, your body demanding stillness, your muscles aching, as if you have run a great distance without taking a single step. This fluctuation is not inconsistency, it is transformation. Just as a caterpillar must endure stillness in its cocoon before emerging with wings, your body is undergoing an upgrade that requires both motion and rest. Even science is beginning to grasp what spiritual traditions have known for centuries. Energy is information, and the body responds to it at a molecular level. Your DNA is not static. It shifts, adapts, and evolves based on the frequencies it receives. When divine energy moves through you, it carries instruction, rewriting your physical composition so that you can exist at a higher vibration. This is why your cravings have changed. Foods you once loved may now feel heavy, while lighter, more natural foods seem to call to you. It is not just preference, it is your body aligning with what it now needs to sustain your transformation. This is the same process that happened throughout biblical history. When Moses spent 40 days in the presence of God, he returned to the people glowing, his physical form changed by divine proximity. When Saul became Paul, after encountering the presence of Christ, he was struck blind for 3 days, his body adjusting before he could step into his purpose. When Jesus fasted in the wilderness for 40 days, he was not just enduring a trial, his entire being was preparing for the mission that awaited him. These were not mere spiritual awakenings. They were full-body recalibrations, moments when the divine entered the human vessel in such a profound way that even flesh and bone had to respond. Your body, too, is responding. You may have noticed an increase in sensitivity and awareness of energy in a way you never experienced before. When you walk into a room, you can feel the weight of the atmosphere, sensing whether the space is heavy with burden or alive with peace. Certain people now drain you in ways they never did before, while others seem to ignite something powerful within you. This is because your energetic field, your aura, is expanding. You are radiating at a new frequency, and in doing so, you are repelling what no longer serves you and attracting what aligns with your divine path. But not everyone will understand this shift. Some may say you have changed, that you seem distant or different. They do not realize that you are no longer vibrating at the same level you once were. The relationships, the habits, the environments that once felt familiar may now feel foreign, even uncomfortable. This is not rejection, it is realignment. Just as a snake sheds its skin when it outgrows it, you are shedding the past, making room for what is meant for you now. The changes do not stop there. Have you felt an unexplainable warmth in the palms of your hands or tingling at the crown of your head? Have you noticed flashes of light in the corners of your vision? A shimmering sensation as if the air itself is alive? These are signs that your body is not only receiving divine energy, but learning to channel it. The same power that healed through the touch of Christ is the same power now flowing through you. Your hands may begin to hold an energy that others feel when they are near. Your presence may bring peace without you saying a word. This is not an accident. This is part of your activation. There will be days when your body craves water more than usual, as if no amount is enough. This is because water is a conductor of energy, and as your frequency increases, hydration becomes essential. You are not just drinking for sustenance, you are drinking to stabilize the light moving through you. The simple act of water consumption becomes sacred, a way of keeping yourself grounded as your system adjusts. You may also feel pressure in your forehead, an expanding sensation that seems to pulse and fade unpredictably. This is not a mere headache. This is the opening of perception, the stretching of your awareness beyond what it once was. The mind, too, is evolving, no longer bound by the same limitations that once dictated your understanding of reality. As your energy shifts, so does your consciousness, moving beyond logic and into divine wisdom. At times, this process may feel overwhelming. Your body is purging, your emotions are rising to the surface, and you are being stretched in ways that feel unfamiliar. But remember this: nothing is being taken from you that is meant to stay. Everything that is leaving, whether it be an old belief, an outdated relationship, or even physical sensations tied to past wounds, is making space for the new. You are not losing anything. You are being transformed. Right now, God is making you into something greater than you can yet comprehend. Every vibration, every shift, every moment of exhaustion followed by power is evidence that you are stepping into a new form of existence. Your energy field is expanding. Your body is evolving. Your soul is aligning with a greater destiny. And as you stand in this transformation, something even more miraculous is beginning to happen. Your light is becoming visible, not just spiritually, but physically. The glow that people notice, the radiance that makes them pause, the undeniable presence that surrounds you, this is the manifestation of everything shifting within. Because when the body realigns with the divine, the light within can no longer be contained. It begins to shine through, and soon the world will see it, just as you are beginning to see it in yourself. Something is different. You have felt it for a while now, but lately it has become impossible to ignore. It is not just the energy shifting within you. It is the way the world responds when you walk into a room. People glance at you longer than before, as if drawn to something they cannot explain. Strangers approach you with a softness in their eyes, sensing something unspoken yet deeply familiar. Friends and family tell you that you look different, that your presence feels stronger, more peaceful, more radiant. You see it too. When you catch your own reflection, there is something there that was not there before: a glow, an undeniable light, a depth in your eyes that seems to hold something ancient, something divine. And though you may try to dismiss it, to tell yourself it is simply a trick of the light or a result of better sleep, deep down, you know the truth. This is not vanity. This is not imagination. This is the radiance of transformation, the physical manifestation of your awakening. When the soul aligns with its divine purpose, the body cannot help but respond. The burdens you once carried have begun to lift. The weight of fear, doubt, and insecurity no longer dulls your spirit. And as these heavy energies fade, something else takes their place light. It shines through your skin, through your eyes, through your very presence. It is the glow of alignment, the unmistakable signature of someone who is walking in divine truth. Moses experienced this transformation when he descended from Mount Sinai, his face so radiant from being in God's presence that the people were afraid to look at him. Jesus, too, in moments of deep revelation, was described as glowing with a light beyond human comprehension. This divine radiance is not reserved for prophets alone. It is what happens when a person becomes a vessel for something greater than themselves. It is what happens when the soul awakens fully to its divine nature. You may have noticed that your body is responding in other ways as well. Your skin looks clearer, as if purging the toxins of the past. Your eyes seem brighter, carrying an unspoken wisdom that others feel before they even hear you speak. Even your posture has changed, as if an unseen force is lifting you higher, making you stand taller, more assured, more at peace with who you are becoming. And then there is the energy, the quiet magnetism that now surrounds you. Without trying, you draw people in. They seek your presence, not always knowing why, only sensing that being near you brings them peace, clarity, or comfort. It is not because of what you say. It is not because of what you do. It is because of what you carry. But just as light attracts, it also exposes. Not everyone is ready to stand in the presence of this transformation. Some may grow distant, uncomfortable, unable to meet your gaze for too long. Some may even reject you, not because of anything you have done, but because your light now highlights what they have not yet confronted within themselves. This too is part of the process. Jesus carried a presence so powerful that it divided those who encountered him. Some followed, drawn in by the truth he embodied, while others turned away, unwilling to face the reflection he cast upon their souls. This is why you must protect your light, not by dimming it, not by making yourself smaller to accommodate the discomfort of others, but by standing firm in what you have become. You are not meant to blend in. You are not meant to hide. The glow you now carry is not for you. Allonet is a beacon for others, a signal to those who are still searching, an unspoken invitation to step into their own transformation. And as this radiance deepens, something else begins to unfold. It is not just about how the world sees you, it is about how you see yourself. You recognize now that the beauty, the light, the power you have always sought was never something external. It was always within you, waiting to be revealed, waiting for you to awaken enough to see it clearly. But this is only the beginning. Because when the light within you becomes undeniable, it does not just change you, it changes everything around you. It shifts the way you move through the world, the way you connect with others, the way you perceive reality itself. And now, as you step into this new awareness, another question arises. If your presence alone can hold this much power, this much transformation, what happens when you fully embrace the divine force within you? The answer is waiting, and it begins now. This journey is not ending. It is only just beginning. You have felt the shifts within you, the undeniable signs that something greater is unfolding in your life. You are no longer the same. The way you perceive the world, the way you feel energy, the way you move through life, all of it has changed, and it will continue to change as you walk deeper into your divine calling. There is no turning back. Once the soul awakens, it cannot return to what it once was. The illusions that once held you captive have crumbled. The doubts that once clouded your path have been lifted. You have stepped into alignment, into clarity, into divine wisdom that is reshaping every aspect of your existence. And now, the question is no longer whether you are awakening, but how you will embrace this transformation in your daily life. Trust what is happening to you. Trust your intuition when it speaks, when it guides you, when it nudges you towards something greater. Pay attention to the energies around you, to the way certain places or people make you feel. Your spirit is sharpening, your discernment is heightening, and the path ahead is becoming clearer with every step. Protect your energy, honor your growth, surround yourself with those who uplift your spirit and walk in the same light. Lean into your spiritual practices, pray with intention, meditate in stillness, and seek divine wisdom through Scripture. Write down the insights that come to you, for they are not random. They are messages, confirmations, revelations, meant to guide you forward. Pay attention to the synchronicities, to the signs that appear just when you need them most. Nothing is happening by accident. You are being led. Now is the time to declare it. If you feel this transformation deep within your soul, if you are ready to fully embrace your calling, speak it into existence. Type, "I am ready," in the comments, as a declaration of faith, as a commitment to stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Let the universe witness your transformation. Let heaven confirm your readiness. And if this message has spoken to you, do not walk this journey alone. Like this video, subscribe, and stay connected. This is a path that unfolds with time, and together we rise, we awaken, we step boldly into our divine purpose. As you move forward, may you walk in power, in wisdom, in divine favor. May you never shrink yourself to fit into spaces that can no longer contain the light within you. May you embrace the fullness of this awakening and never again question the calling upon your life. Isaiah chapter 43, verse the 19th of December Layers. "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? The new thing is happening now. It is happening within you. You are no longer waiting. You are rising. You are awakening. You are chosen. And this is only the beginning